Hey folks, back again as promised. So it's now February. We are going to go through Weekender first, bit of gathering stuff, bit of community stuff. That's the order for today. So let's start with Weekender. So we've opened up, put it live the full website. Well, I say full website. There's loads to be announced, loads to be added to it, but the website is live. So www.retroridesweekender.com or retroridesevents.com/weekender. They're the same site. Um, and we've got our applications that are open on there, which I'll go through in a minute, and some other sort of information that's useful. Ticket links, obviously. Tickets are selling very strongly. Day tickets are still going strong, which is great. Really good sign for us. Really good sign for the event. It's an exciting year, really exciting year. So we're looking forward to that. So the first thing I'm just going to say on all of these applications, there's a little login sign up process that has to be done. If you've applied for anything for Weekender before, or if you're a member of Club Retro Rides, or if you've applied for the Tracker Gathering, even it all uses the same authentication system. It's a very different authentication system to the forum and all that, but the event system is one login system. So you might get a little sign in box. We did that because we got an enormous amount of spam when we did it without a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, get in on that. But yeah, just to forewarn you, you might have to log in or sign up. We don't use those emails for anything other than communicating about what you've applied for. That you don't get added to our mailing list or any of that sort of stuff. So first things first, clubs are open. So if you want a club area on the Sunday, minimum of 3 cars, maximum of about 40. We kind of have to put a max because it loses a bit of shape. But yeah, really simple form. We just need to know who you are, how many cars you're expecting, and then we'll communicate with you kind of more towards the event to get the numbers right. We'd rather have someone turn up with 5 cars that said they were going to turn up with 5 cars than turn up with 8 cars when they said they were going to turn up with 15. So be realistic on your numbers, or collect your numbers first and then put them in. Obviously, we really want to know who's coming as early as possible, so you can put in a form and say you don't really know the numbers, but like maybe 4, whatever. Like, give it a go, see what you think. Next up, deadline is open, so new builds for 2025. So that's stuff that's completing this year. Whether that's been an overwinter rebuild or something that's taken 15 years to finally get finished. It doesn't have to debut at the show. If you're debuting at Volts World or whatever, that's all cool. You can bring it along to us afterwards. But we like new builds, so we have an area dedicated to them, and we're looking for like builds as well with a capital B. I'm a wheels and loads person myself, but we're looking for something that's been substantially re-engineered. You put in your details, any sort of links to Instagram, build threads, YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff in the application, and we'll have a look, and it's all good. But yeah, stick them in. We're looking for those new builds. Next is the French Connection, to go in line with our movie theme for this year, our blockbuster theme. So please don't sue us. So all French cars, please. We've got a load of entries already. We got a good representation of Peugeot, Renault, Citroens. But I think we could probably do with some more Citroens. Certainly could do with some more of the obscure stuff. If you got like a Simca or a Bugatti or a Venturi or an Amilcar, or any of that sort of Matra, any of that stuff, we are certainly interested. But yeah, equally, if you've got a pre-2000 Peugeot, Renault, Citroen, any of that sort of stuff, we are interested in you. Next up, we have Honey, I Shrunk the Car, which is basically for small cars. So we've put under 3.5 meters on it. So that's all basically all K cars, minis, mini derivatives, things like that. Somebody applied with a Fiat 800 van, which is longer than 3.5 meters, but it's a van that's that size, so that's very likely to get in. So there is a little bit of leeway for small vans. But yeah, let's see what that comes through as. It's obviously fairly mini heavy at the moment. which is no bad thing. There's a good range of those. But we've also had like loads of K cars come in as well, which is great, and some other small stuff that I'd completely forgotten existed when I sort of started thinking about what could be in there. So I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, if you've got a small car, like proper small car, stick in an application. We are looking forward to seeing what that looks like. It should be a lot of fun. Next up, we have the Corolla Brotherhood slash, I say slash, celebration of Toyotas. So our friend at Corolla Brotherhood, who we've known for ages, they're going to bring along a bunch of cars. They are sort of, obviously mainly AE86 type Corolla oriented, but they've got a bunch of other stuff in and amongst their club. So we are looking to augment that. That's going to be currently, as it stands, will be on the gravel area outside the cafe next to the track. So that should be a really nice display. We kind of had a vague plan to try and get one of each. So if you've got like a really nice Hilux or a nice Hi-Ace, if you've got an obscure like a Carina or like a Toyopet, like an early Corona, any of that sort of stuff, a RAV4 in good condition, any of that kind of stuff. I have dropped Toyota PR a message to see if we can get some of their collection. If you know anybody at Toyota PR, go and lean on them for us. It should be a really good, fun display. And also, if you've got any sort of really obtuse Toyota, like so very individual stuff. So a race car, a known race car, would be very lovely. If you got a top, if you got a top secret Supra squirreled away in a garage, would love to see it. All of that kind of stuff. So yeah, the more the better on that front. Next up, we got Lay and Play Lowriders coming back. We are super pleased to have those guys return. We're giving them a bigger area. They should be able to do all of their sort of dancing and stuff. We're going to do a cruise again. We've given them a better launching spot, so it's easier for us to get them moving. We planned to do it both days last year, but we were so busy on the Saturday that we couldn't really do a cruise. And on the Sunday again, we were so busy that we had to limit where they could cruise to. This year, we've got a kind of plan to solve that, because we have other displays which have yet to be announced that will also be cruising and doing mobile display stuff. So yeah, looking forward to having those guys back. They are long-term friends and we love those guys. Retro Parking, let me just tell you about that. If you've got a pre-2000 car, turn up at the gate with a ticket. You are in the show. Until we run out of room, which we haven't yet, but we did actually get quite close last year. So yeah, come along, bring a pre-2000 car, you're in the show. No need for applications. Don't worry about that. No need for applications. What you do need to apply for is if you are a trade or retail person. That is now open. So if you are selling car-related stuff, we are interested in you. We have a couple of new display areas, trade areas. We're making a bit more of a focus on some of the more retail side of that. So that'll be, like stuff selling like merch and parts and all that kind of stuff. But we'll have that and some car displays. And then we've got our trade area, which is basically our sponsors. And alongside that, will be our new garage showcase. So underneath the grandstand, alongside the pits at Goodwood, we've got I think up to 6 garages. So workshops showing off their cars, showing off what they do, showing off who they are. There's a whole of its own space now. So if you are a garage workshop, if you've got projects that are completing or projects you're particularly proud of, and you want a space to show them off, we have that available. Go and have a look at the form. It's under retrorideevents.com/trade. And if you scroll down there's a link to a button, and you can do the application there, and you can see a bit more of what it's all about. We've already got a couple of people straight through the door. There's a bunch more we're talking to as well. So yeah, get on that if you think that might be of interest. And then just very briefly, right at the bottom of the page, if you are a media person, there is now a link to do the media form. You will have to log in for that. That's just there. So feel free. But that's Weekender. That's like all of the stuff you can apply for is now live. Track applications, because everyone keeps asking, will be open 5 weeks-ish before the event. So we're looking beginning of April for that. The rest of the stuff we've got to announce is not application. They are selected individual curated displays, and they will be, I'm thinking, probably beginning of March. So we've got a couple of weeks. We'll get all of those out, and you can start to see how the show is forming up. It's really exciting. I'm very, 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 very happy with the event we're putting together this year for Weekender. Right, that's Weekender. If you're only interested in Weekender, that's us done. Next up, we've got Gathering. There's slightly less to say on this, other than the fact that the camping tickets sold out to everybody Club R Retro Rides side of things, which didn't come as a surprise. But I was pleased that it didn't just instantly sell out. We really have tightened up the campsite this year. We have to get this year right. We have to get ourselves into the venue. We have to get ourselves comfortable at a safe level of attendance where we're able to manage it, and we're able to make sure that we are just on top of all of the potential problems and pitfalls we could have. Then we can start to expand. So I expect next year's campsite to be bigger, and I expect to be able to sell more. So I know a lot of people missed out on them. We're getting grief about not knowing what Club Retro Ride was. I get that. Like, there's still the best part of 300 members, so we knew it was kind of going to be popular amongst them, and we've got not that much more than that camping space. It's going to be a great event. We now general day tickets on sale. We've sold a third of those already. Again, this is a great number for us to already be through on day tickets. It means we end up with a pool of money that we can now go out to the guest cars with that might be a little bit further afield, that we might be wanting to pay for ferries, pay for hotels and stuff like that. And boy, are we going hard on those. So can't announce anything yet. Probably won't announce anything until after Weekender. But if you are thinking of coming to Gathering, joining us at Prescott on the 17th of August, I would recommend getting tickets. I think when we start announcing what we've got guest-wise, those will go. And besides, there's going to be loads of cool cars and lovely people there. It's going to be a Retro Rides event at Prescott. It's going to be brilliant. Just brilliant. And then, last but not least, definitely not least, community stuff. So, Retro Rides Forum, been jumping recently. It feels like social media is gradually imploding, and we're reaping all the rewards. So, first things first, just if you're a Club Retro Rides member, you're watching this, the stickers are in a box next to me with most of the envelopes done. Anybody that's like a little bit odd, foreigners, people overseas, people that have requested extra stickers, stuff like that, they're going to get done in the next couple of weeks. But everybody that's sort of a pretty standard thing, you're now basically packed. I've got an enormous amount of stamps to put on a large number of envelopes, and then they will go out this week. So expect your sticker in the next week or so, he says, committing to a very vague timescale. The other thing I've done is I've got a little bit of a side project around building a directory of interesting websites for retro cars or just car people in general. I was getting extraordinarily frustrated trying to find them because social media and the internet and search have now gone AI and it's all a mess. But I found a load and I was like, well, I should make this a thing that I can share with other people because then they can enjoy them too. So I started working on that, and then as a little aside to that, I've made what is currently affectionately called the eBayinator, which means that on Retro Rides, if you put an eBay or Car and Classic and soon to be other websites on, you can hit a button and it will turn that into a nice link with an image, and the image is linked and it'll have the title of the page there. And it's great because it means you don't have to go hunting through pages trying to find images and then maybe save them down and then upload them. It just does it. It's just done for you. That's the first little bit to come out of that. Again, thanks to Club Retro Rides members for making this possible, because my hosting allows this stuff, and then I can really pushed the site forward. So yeah, I am really excited for what's coming this year. The website directory being probably the first thing. I'm hoping to have that live by Weekender, maybe even like launch it at Weekender or something like that. We've got new merch coming this year as well with new designs. There might be a bit of a logo refresh we shall see. Yeah, really exciting year for the community Club Retro Rides. Also, actually, with the growth in Club Retro Rides over the past sort of 6 months, I'm going to look again at maybe an extra meet or maybe like trying to get some locals together at perhaps a pre-existing Cars and Coffee or something. Just need to do a little bit of work on that, look through all of the various postcodes we've got and work out who's near each other. Anyway, I've gone on for too long. This was supposed to be 15 minutes long. It's currently about 16. So thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next month. Next month, I am joined by Keith, who is the other half of Retro Rides Events. And we are going to talk about food and other stuff. Bye.